Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Angelica and I'm back with another video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Click the little bell notification to let you know every time I upload a new video. And if you're welcome, what? Welcome to the family. I post videos on nursing, lifestyle, and daily vlogs. Welcome to the family. So I wanted to talk to you guys about the TEAS. Now, some of you may be familiar with it, or if you're trying to get into nursing school, your school most likely either has two options of taking the TEAS or the HESI. Now, for my school, okay, so to get into nursing school, there are two types of exams. We have the HESI and then we have the TEAS. So my school required the TEAS. Now, I know other schools require the HESI and stuff like that. I don't know which one's harder, to be honest, because since I only had to take the TEAS. If you've taken the HESI, please comment down below and give your intake on it if you've taken both. But I only had to take the TEAS, and let me tell you guys, I'm gonna insert videos because it was a struggle. It was, I want to say, the hardest moment of my life, but I was so close. But I'm just really like, I'm mad. Yeah, it's mostly how I'm feeling. I'm just really mad, upset, because I thought I really had it. I don't know, I thought I had it, and whatever. This just gives me, I feel like there are going to be harder moments in nursing school. Like, that was just the little tip of the iceberg until I got to the actual deal, you know? So I want to say that I took the TEAS quite a couple of times, and I was points away. When I'm talking about points away, like, it was 2 points of my requirement for my school. Now, every school is different. Every school has a different percentage that you guys need to enter. But in my case, the average was 75 to get in. So what really helped me is, I want to do a little background story because there were many reasons as to why I just couldn't pass it. I want to say that because the way my school works is that once you get in, you have to take your GE courses, your general education, meaning microbiology, pathology, chemistry, all that stuff. So I did most of it. I did most of my prereqs at a community college here in my city, and the rest I finished it with them, which was kind of like, if I could have done things, I feel like everything happens for a reason, but I should have stuck to taking the rest of the general education courses at the community college, but just because it was cheaper. But I was really impatient, and I was really just trying to get into nursing school because I've been wanting to do it for the longest, and I knew that I had my mind set on it, and I just wanted to do it. But they kind of tricked me. I don't want to say tricked, but they popped out with, you need to take these extra general education classes, and I was just like, okay, well, I have no other choice now. I'm already in. So once you're in, once you sign those papers, once you agree to taking those general education courses, and you have to pass the TEAS in order to get into nursing core. So that was a process. I finished the general education classes. It was a struggle, to be honest. Patho wasn't my greatest forte. Microbiology wasn't my greatest forte. Neither was chemistry. But I got through chemistry because the most important part in nursing school is to create groups that you're going to study with, and really just focus on studying. That's all. Like, you have to study. there's no beating around the bush in nursing school. Like, you have to study and you have to create these groups, study groups, and that's the only way you're really gonna pass, to be honest. I spent that semester, I live in a city, I want to say 30 minutes away from everyone else. Like, I live pretty south, everybody lives pretty north. So every weekend I would travel north. It was like 30-40 minutes, and even up to an hour with traffic, just to study. So every weekend it was like a religious thing. Like, I would go over there, and I would just spend the whole day there and just study. And that's the main thing that helped me with chemistry. And then patho, it was kind of a thing where, like, honestly, I was really distracted and I was not focused. And I think the most important part of nursing school is just staying focused and also surrounding yourself with people who are in the same thing, because you're just gonna get distracted and you're not gonna pass your classes. So that was I guess that was the biggest hassle for me. And also, what else? I want to give you guys tips on, so those are the main tips. Like, create study groups of people who are in the same class as you, and stick your head in the books. Honestly, just stick your head in the books, because it's gonna pay off at the end, I promise you. So for like 3 days straight, and I was just really like, I wasn't happy, you know. I was going through a tough time and I was just distracted, to be honest. So that's the most important part, is just to just study and stay focused. So I'm gonna give you guys tips on how to pass the TEAS. So to pass the TEAS, I would definitely recommend to purchase this book. It's called the ATI TEAS Secret Study Guide. It includes practice tests, review video tutorials, and it's metrics. So guarantee that everything that's in this book is going to be on the test. There's no way around it. Like, you have different sessions. You have math, science, reading, English, and it gives you, I like to highlight, as you can tell, I like to highlight the areas that I feel like I need to focus on the most. So this is the reading portion of it. So you see it gives you the word and the definition. So a persuasive passage is meant to change the mind of a reader and lead them into agreement with the author. So it gives you the word, the definitions, how to use them in sentences, and yeah. So it shows you how to use them in sentences. They also give you like a little link to a video of that specific session. If you're not understanding it, you can always review the video, and it teaches you how to use that specific word and stuff like that. Then you have the mathematics portion. So my biggest struggle in general has always been math. Ever since I was little, I've always had trouble with math, and I would have to get tutoring, and it was just something that I had to kind of like keep practicing. And so in the TEAS, the math that they use is mostly basic math, so your regular addition, subtraction, division, but they also use algebra. So that was my biggest area that I just couldn't, because I was never good in algebra, to be honest. So they really just go over the basic type of math, including anything like that, but they will use geometry, they will use statistics, they'll use geometry, they'll use ratios, they'll use slope. They even use slope in there. They use in the exam is, honestly, I feel like half of it is not going to be something that we're going to be using in nursing. I feel like in nursing you just have to focus more on rationale, proportions, dosages, and stuff like that, because that's what we need to measure the medications and stuff like that. So when they're giving me geometry, I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know how like formulas or like the trapezoid or parallelogram is really gonna help me in nursing, but I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. But they also, now the science portion is really about another thing, you're definitely gonna need to know your metric conversions. That's so important. Kilograms to grams, milliliters to micrometers, stuff like that. That's going to be a very important part of nursing. That's just that conversions. Another thing that they have on the TEAS as well is obviously your anatomy and physiology. You're gonna use your cells, integumentary system, intestinal system, all the system. Know all your systems because it's gonna come up for sure. Let me try to remember a question that they had. Something like, what is where does the semen come from, or something like that. Like what are the vesicle in charge of? Like questions like that. Like, what does this do? What does that do? Your urinary system. I had a lot of urinary system questions. I had a lot of some gastro system questions. The skin, your cells. What does a mitochondria do? For example, where do the lipids, stuff about lipids, like all that stuff. Know what each cell does. Know what each cell does, and I'm trying to remember what else.
One eternity later.
It gives you the practice questions at the end, which is super important, and then it also gives you the answers. Obviously, your vocabulary is very important. Know how to spell certain words. For example, let me give you an example. There was this one question that came up like three times in the test, I remember. It's like how to spell recommendation or how to spell yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? So like little stuff like that you see that have like double letters. It's gonna give you all the examples here: nouns, plural forms of nouns, exceptions of rules of plural, stuff like that, you know. And it gives you the explanations, like this is why this answer is correct. And also you have like a little practice test in the back where you can just write out the answers, and it gives you the answers in the back, stuff like that. So basically this is what I purchased I went to Barnes and Nobles. I want to say it was like 30-40 bucks. And then this is the one that the school gave me, which is, it's a little dirty. I barely use it, to be honest. I did use it. You know what? I started using it at the end because I started noticing whatever book that your school gives you, most likely that's very similar to the exam. So I would definitely recommend studying from there first and then hopping over to this one, because you're gonna get more insight on this one than this one. So this one, basically, it's a little shorter, but it gives you also the reasoning of how to solve the question. It gives you key terms on the side, and it just really, honestly, that's all I can say. Study. Really, just don't let nobody distract you. Don't let anyone. That is the secret to passing the TEAS. Just study. You have different areas in those books where you can keep repeating. Also, I recommend YouTube. A lot of videos on YouTube, like Crash Course, really helped me. I like a person who can entertain me at the same time while teaching me. So Crash Course was really something that really helped me, because the way he breaks it down, honestly, it really helps. Also, what else? those are the main key points in passing the TEAS, because the way that the TEAS is set up, it has different, each area, I want to say that the areas that count the most are probably math and science. Reading, not so much, because the way the points are averaged out in the exam, they focus more on math and science, because I believe there's more questions on those. The test is a total of, I spend I think it's an hour, 2 hours. An hour, 2 hours, I don't remember, an hour or 2 hours. And yeah, I literally had I used up all the time. I'm a really slow test taker. I like to focus on the question, but I'm not also the best test taker. But once you get into nursing core, everything is ATI related. Everything is ATI related. Now you have to learn how to answer the question rather than memorizing a question or memorizing something. Now you have to use critical thinking. Nursing is a lot about critical thinking, if that makes sense. So you want to break down the question, and for example, if they're asking you, let's say a question like, oh, which position should the patient be in to take blood pressure? You want to eliminate the question. You want to eliminate the answers that you know is not accurate. You know, obviously you can't take a blood pressure on a patient who's standing up, because it's not going to be an accurate blood pressure take. So you eliminate that letter out of the question. The following questions, you're like, okay, well, it's between A and B. You eliminate the answers that you feel like it's not it. A and B. Okay, so this one sounds more accurate. This one, it also sounds accurate, but I'm not sure. So then it's like process of elimination.